I can't wait to hear what you think about that game.
Tip
man.
Diamond, shout out to Tip Diamond. Are we? Yeah, we still live. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. I don't know what the hell. Oh, wait. Did we just go? Wait. Oh shit.
Oh,
What happened?
Oh, we ain't
Yeah,
live.
I'm about to say we're live again.
You cut us off, see?
I gotta disable those hot mic keys. So I just typed in the one, and then one ended the stream. Hold up.
Oh
Jeez.
yeah.
All right, hold on. Hold on.
That started off
Yeah,
crazy.
okay.
Let's do a.
All right, see, are you a streamer or are you a YouTuber, man? What's going on here?
Hey, bro, listen, man. You know how OBS be tripping sometimes, bro? You can't even blame that one on me.
This live stream recording is not available.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
How about the live one?
I put a new graphics card in my
Taking a
computer.
major
My OBS is running beautiful right
yeah,
now.
In 1 second. Let me edit this crap. Let me actually make this
we're live here.
Computer or something.
Yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah, we were live.
We were live.
We make this
You came in and you
No,
shut that shit
they're
down.
on this live right now. I'm on it.
Yeah, we're live again, but I'm just saying. I don't know what the hell happened there. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what the hell happened. I hit the one key. Listen, I'm sorry about that.
Welcome to next podcast, people.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're back. Continue the conversation. That will never happen again. I promise. I got it. I got the one as a hotkey for me to go straight
Yo,
to
see,
themes.
don't make promises, man. You
It won't.
can't keep.
It won't.
I'm just saying.
Quoting Halo.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. For those who may just be tuning in again, thank you for rocking out with BGST. We're all here. We got a full crew. We're gonna have a very, very interesting conversation today. We're gonna be talking about Scarlett. EA's interested in crossplay. PS4 owners are upset with Ninja Theory. They're saying they sold out. You know. Scarlett.
That's how Xbox fans feel about you, Z.
Yeah, they said they sold out. But again, when you guys come in, just do me a big favor again. Would you please hit the like button? It really helps the show. But other than that,
Yo, Batch, I'm digging that red in your icon, man. That's nice right there.
Yes, I've joined the dark side.
The dark
Yes.
side, right? But ladies and gentlemen, okay. Crap's here now. But I'm sorry again, Chris Beaches. What are you going? You're leveling up in what game you're playing now again? I'm sorry. Chris there?
Playing a little bit of Injustice, getting my characters to 30, and then
Okay.
playing that new game that
What new
nobody's
game?
really talking about.
What new game is that?
No Man's Sky.
Oh, your mic hit.
You know
went
that
down.
game that
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Your mic head went down. I couldn't hear you. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Oh, you're playing No Man's Sky. Okay, we can talk about that too, because I see some Xbox fans are excited about that. So we can definitely talk about No Man's Sky. Okay. All right. What else we got here? Not crap. D. What's up, D? What's going on? I haven't spoken to you in a while. What's going on?
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I recently got my hands on a GTX 1080 Ti on the cheap, so I had to pick it up.
Nice.
And holy shit, talk about 4K uncompromised, 60 frames per second. Damn, that card flies.
You're fully done enjoying the dark side.
Official, he's a
Yeah,
PC
you know what?
gamer, man. That's
Yeah,
it.
I've always been a PC gamer. I just like the console for the ease of use. I could take it around to different places. I could play it with my kids. I can just fire it up. And
He just said the consoles are like cheap hookers, man. Like easy.
I also tell you, I love my Xbox One X, man. I can record 4K HDR footage, and honestly tell you, the X is the best console I've ever had. And of course, I have to tell you, I love PC because some of these games, they don't ever migrate over to PC. So if I want to be able to play everything, I have to own everything apart from the Switch. The Switch, I just let the kids play with that. I ain't touching the Switch. Fuck that.
Okay, all right. Xbox, what's going on with you, brother? I haven't spoken to you in a while. Last time
What's up, brother, man?
you mentioned something in the chat. You was off with a vacation. Y'all seen some wood, some fucking.
Yeah, I
tent.
went camping with the family for 2 of the kids' birthdays, and I came back. Like my wife was sick, like while we were camping, and then she gave it to me, so I got sick like when we came home, and it just progressively got worse, man. I've been sick for like a week and a half. I just started feeling better like 3 days ago, and I'm good to go now, man.
Good to go now. All right. Tim Dog.
What's up?
I see you was going back and forth about arch nemesis on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I started to jump in and shoot you some bell, but you handled your own, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess some people didn't get the joke.
Yeah, I don't
But,
know. That guy's a weirdo, man.
I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, do something better with your time. You know what I mean? I don't need the drama. You know, you can go somewhere else. You know, I'll tell you right up. I'm a straight up dude. Don't mess with me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come back at you. You know, but
Hey,
at the end of the day, he thought the tweet was serious. It wasn't. It was a joke.
But listen, one thing I can say about Tim, if you don't know, Tim was a great guy, an awesome Christian, right? Good Christian, God-fearing brother, right? Tim used to go in, what's that, NeoGaf by himself and burn that bitch down. Like, hey Tim, they act like they forgot, bro. You gotta let them know sometime. You still got it. You know what I mean? Tim walking that bitch by himself.
Still got the right hook.
And set that bitch on fire, man. But that's what's up, though. But I mean, you've been doing this whole, social media, well, just the community for a while. I'm quite sure you don't let none of that stuff bother you. You know what I mean?
Nah, nothing bothers. It doesn't bother me. I don't take that stuff home. I mean, at the end of the day, I had a lot of big laughs that day.
Oh yeah.
But, I mean, otherwise, it's the same old. There's a lot of, usually when there is a no downtime, you usually get stupid stuff like that. So, there hasn't been a lot of news, but now it's starting to ramp up. So.
Yeah,
and, getting close to the games.
We're gonna talk about it. The K Mega Diva hop in yet? I'm not looking at my screen. I'm still posting the tweet. Megan here?
K Mega.
No, he's not here yet. Oh, all right.
He's out there trying to save Agent Locke.
Okay. Hashtag saving Locke. Hey, what's going on with you, good brother? Crap, you there? Crap's not here either.
I think Crap is hooking up his dial tone in the trailer. I think he's running a IW Inside Wire or something.
Yeah.
He's waiting for the process.
I see his mic is muted, and then it's not muted. But anyway, I guess we can. Like I said, guys, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys come in, please, if you'll be so kind as again hit the like button. What do you want to talk about first? We got EA.
No Man's Sky, man.
Okay. Hop right into No Man's Sky. Now,
I just want to say briefly. I haven't played the game. I've watched it online. I'll say this: the game, it looks a lot better than it did at launch. It looks like a completely different game, and it looks somewhat playable. Still not my thing. It's still too boring for me, to be honest with you. But for those that were invested into the game, I guess it's good to actually finally get the complete game and get the game what it was supposed to be. Now has online co-op. I guess you can see other players when you're in the same.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you. So that's a great improvement. But I'm still not interested in that game, to be honest with you. They lost me a long time ago.
Okay. Crap. I was asking what you've been up to. But you can give your formal introduction. We can hop right back into No Man's Sky. What's been going on with you, Crap? I haven't physically spoken to you in about a week or two. What's going on? About a week, maybe. What are you playing? Who are you dating? Any alt-right?
He's back down to this. He's still running the wire. I think.
Crap.
Yeah. He's got one bar.
Hey, Crap. What you do? Once you drop Mike,
I got one bar.
No, now you're back.
You're back. All right, I'm like,
no, I just been working and that's it. I haven't even really. I played some No Man's Sky, but yeah, other than that,
you played No Man's Sky, Crap.
Oh yeah, man. I got it. I mooched it.
Oh, you mooched it. Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
And
we used to
I gotta say, they did a really good job on that Xbox One X version. Holy shit, is that good? It looks great. It runs great. It's fun. It's fun for the first time. You play it with friends, man. It's #fun, dude.
Have you played the first one?
Yeah, I hated the first one. It was terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same game, right? Like there, you have that survival mode that's still there, but why would you ever do that when you can play with your friends? Like I was playing with Mooch and some other people today. It was great, man. It's like an MMO. You're helping each other out, doing the quest. Amazing. Like it blew my mind.
It was originally promised.
Yeah. Holy shit. Like who knew that was going to be the thing, man? They got that game. They got it working flawlessly, and it looks amazing.
It does.
Looks amazing. Yeah. 4K,
right.
baby.
4K.
A lot of fun.
I just never got what the.
Well, I mean, you don't like Sea of Thieves, so it probably wouldn't be your type of thing.
Oh my god!
Like it's one of those things where you no, it's true, man. It's like it's fun with friends, and you ain't got no friends, so you wouldn't have fun with it. So
Z is the Sea of Thieves of space.
I got that.
It is. It's like, well, basically
do a lot of comparisons, right?
You do. I mean, like I think that one of them's on sea, one of them you're exploring different planets, and resources, and then you find resources, and then you go and do the next thing, and kind of like that, yeah.
Okay,
what's up?
What's going on? Okay, Megan. Wait, here's an honest question. if it wasn't fun then, what makes it fun now? Because the actual the multiplayer aspect of it.
They added a lot of updates, man.
They added to it. It's not just like the survival mode. Like survival mode was what you had before. Now it's more like exploratory, going to the different planets. The animals before, you would see a couple animals and they were goofy looking. Now there's like whole herd. There's like whole herds of animals. They have like that pack mentality. There's actually a lot more quests, and it's like I said, the fact that you can co-op with 3 other people, that is the game changer. I like hopped in with Mooch and a couple people, and we were just like, boom, they were helping me get stuff started, get going from there. Then you go to the space station, pick your planets. It's like, man, it's life packed, man. It's jam packed with fun, and like before, it just wasn't fun. It was just like something you did. I played it on PS4 for a good 15-20 hours, and it was just never fun. It was just a drag.
I like the fact that I can actually now finally run into somebody for real. Life person. Like I was just flying around, and all of a sudden, like it said, somebody entered my area, and it was a real life person, and he just started firing at me. But haha, look out, fool! I blasted that mother effer, and I said effer. I'm trying to watch my mouth these days. I don't want to sound like shit.
Now, you can actually fight with the other people?
Yeah, man, we were having a dog fight, and I blasted them. I almost lost, but your pal Chris Steele came through.
Chris Steele, yeah, you can dogfight with people. You can it's fun. It's like a very much simulation stuff though. Like you can run out of fuel. Like I was playing, and I ended up way off from the place where I was supposed to be. And so a friend of ours was like, well, okay, crap, I'm going to come get you some fuel. And it was like, so I was just kind of drifting there. And then they brought you fuel. There was a little bit of a learning curve at first. But once you get down
if you want to learn how to play the game and learn like the controls and how to basically
invert your controls, I will give you that advice because they start off not inverted. And holy shit, that was weird.
That kind of will help you out and get you started in learning the game, because at first the learning curve is not necessarily steep, but I think creative mode kind of helps you out.
Yeah, you're just like, what the hell do you do? Like when you first get in there though, you're like, what do you do? And there are different things. I mean, it helps you along the way. Like I said, playing it with friends is a completely different experience for me, and it's very sociable and it's chill. That's what I like about those type of games is it's just kind of relaxing, just kind of chill. When you're with your friends, you're having a good time laughing and stuff like that. I bet there's a lot of people that probably like that game solo. There's people that like Sea of Thieves solo. I could never be that guy, but hey, more power to them.
Yo, crap. I got to ask you, when it comes to No Man's Sky, there's one issue with me, and that is the fact that it's a $50 game on Xbox One, man. Do you think that's too much? I think that's $50. Too much money,
well, I just read the chat. It's number 2 best selling.
Yeah, here's the thing. If this game had never come out on PS4 2 years ago, nobody would complain about the $50 price tag. There's $50 worth of content there. The problem is you can buy this game on PS4 for $8, right? And then you can get the same game with the updates and stuff. I guess
me and O'Snaps got it for like maybe $10-15 like a year ago. And
I bought it.
We get all that content,
Yeah, I bought it. You do, and I have it too. I bought it for $7.99 used on PS4 right after when it came out. But I'm not going to play it on there. I'm telling you, it looks like a different game on the Xbox One X. It's just a stunning what they've been able to accomplish on that, And it's just go ahead.
Well, to be fair, the Sony guys did beta test it, so they should be able to.
They beta tested the hell out of it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. But let's be honest here. If it wasn't for this game being on the Xbox One X and Sean Murray being on Inside Xbox twice now, nobody would give a shit about this game. Nobody would be talking about it. But the fact that everybody's talking about it, people are reviewing it again, is thanks to Microsoft. They've really given this. They're the indie kings now again, right? They've taken that mantle from Sony, and they're propping it up even better. They're getting better versions of these games out. These Sony exclusives that are now on Xbox, and thankfully and rightfully so. The more that come over, the better. I love it when they beta test the stuff. We pretty much get, and looks like we're ending up with pretty much everything. I mean, aside from the first party Sony stuff, I would venture to say we're going to end up getting 80 to 90% of the other stuff that they get, and it's going to be better on the Xbox One X. That is phenomenal. Appreciative to the PlayStation guys. I'm a patient man. I would rather wait a little while and play it on my preferred platform than have to boot up that loud ass PS4 Pro.
Oh man.
So I'm very thankful to that. Sean Murray did a good job. He just needed the right platform to work on, guys. That's all. He needed to work on the Beast.
I do think that the story, though, of the whole thing, they did deserve criticism in the beginning.
Mhm.
They promised things, and
Obviously, I'm being facetious a little bit, but I mean, look, if anybody thinks,
nah.
yeah, me.
Wait, is this Xbox Overlord or is it?
Look, no, I wish I can't get this fucking thing to work. But yeah, so he lied. He was like multiplayer and all this stuff, and there was no damn multiplayer. And now there's multiplayer where you can meet up with friends and see other people, and you actually see each other, right? That's the cool part.
Sometimes I wonder what if they could get these games like No Man's Sky and even Sea of Thieves, like if they just held off on Sea of Thieves and they put all these updates that they have planned, like the one that's coming, Cursed Tales and Forsaken Shores. I wonder if these games actually came out when they were fully fleshed out, how much bigger they would have been, or if the route that they chose by just kind of, releasing kind of bare bones and then, filling the game out years after is the better route. I mean, hopefully you would think that having the game fleshed out fully is the best route. But, I put something on Twitter about how the game, this game was rock bottom at one point. If you guys remember, the Twitter account was like, I'm sorry, it went dark, and then there was like a weird thing that was posted.
Sony backed away from him. Sony left him high.
Yeah,
Sony threw him under the bus.
Yoshida said, basically threw him under the bus, and this game was, pretty much dead. I don't think anybody, really thought it was going to ever come back, but it definitely has reached.
Here's the thing, right? I don't agree with the guy lying about it, right, at the beginning. That was just obviously Sony. Remember, everybody, the media hyped this game up at Sony's presser 2 years in a row as the biggest thing ever. You had people like Worry Ward, shout out to that guy, was like, I can't wait, it's going to be so good. And then when everybody, because we all thought it was going to be like this, you're flying around exploring stuff, and there was like literally, there was hardly any of that. It was like, you're on a planet, scavenge, get enough fuel for your ship, fix it up, go to the next planet, then you got to do it all over again. It was ridiculous, right? It sucked. Now it's got like base building, it's got underwater base building, co-op, it's got like it's got everything that was promised but never delivered. Yeah, it's great. It's really good.
And this is all these updates on the PlayStation 2, right? All these updates.
No, the base building wasn't. It came like 6 months after.
Oh yeah. Wow. Okay. So listen. I'm not gonna be Debbie Downer.
Base building came out. It was longer than 6 months, man.
So basically, the game sucked because it was incomplete. That's what made it. I just never got the gist of No Man's Sky.
I think it's kind of funny that PlayStation fans gave No Man's Sky such a bad rep because they're the ones that talk about not really wanting multiplayer games. But when the game finally gets multiplayer, people realize that the game's a shit ton of fun. They complain about all these games being popular, about first party this, first party that, and single player this. But the bread is, or your bread is butter with these multiplayer games. People are having more fun. It just seems to me
it's more fun on Xbox One.
Well, that's where the longevity is, Chris. That's where you're gonna have people playing the game like a year afterwards and stuff like that. When it comes to single player experiences, if you really like them, you might play them like 2 or 3 times through the story. But how long is that really going to take you? And then by the end of the third run, you basically had enough.
Well, to be fair, how I look at single player games, I look at it as the experience. Like I'll give you an example. In Detroit, great, right? The story drew me in, and I don't really compare that, really to a multiplayer game or something like a Gear, something I can always go back, pick up and play. You know what I mean? Because there's so many games that come out so much. I guess we get this big back catalog. As long as the game is great. And I was entertained for how many hours? You know what I mean? I don't think I would go back and play God of War again. But again, that was a great goddamn game. You know what I mean? Whether they had multiplayer or not. So I don't judge them like that. You know what I mean? Long as the game is good, because you could be a multiplayer game.
I was just stating the fact, the main difference. Like a lot of things this generation have been revolving around multiplayer because that's where you're going to get the highest active user base for the longest period of time. You know what I'm saying? And that looks good when you're showing your games off, when you're a developer trying to get new contracts and stuff like that. Well, our last game has still got people playing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's where the multiplayer really kicks in. And I know when it comes down to it, like I got a couple like single player experiences. I go through them a couple times, but lately all I've been playing is Destiny 2, and that's all multiplayer, man.
You know, wouldn't you in a perfect world you'd want both? So I mean, I have to say, Sony, if Sony didn't have the single player push that they do have, I'd be really worried about single player games, because being that they had it on their platform has made a lot of Xbox guys say that they want single player games too and push for it. And there was a time where single player in Xbox land or hierarchy was, a bad word, or, something that wasn't, looked into. So I think at the end of the day, you're right. Multiplayer games are fun. You're going to spend more time on it, and you're going to play more, and you're going to have more engagement. But you still, you want those single player, even if it's just single player only. You definitely, or at least I can speak for myself, I want those single player games to come to Xbox, and to just even in the industry, just to keep coming out.
I wasn't saying anything bad about single player. I was just pointing.
No, I know, but
between
Chris said something too. But I was just drawing that conclusion about that. I'm not saying that you were saying against it, but
No, you said.
You said. I just look at them as two different. I don't know. A great game.
Definitely
was a great game. Yeah.
There's good and bad about single player and multiplayer, but I mean, if you're going to look at a game developer like a Ninja Theory, who's like, well, we're going to get bought out because we can't survive just making these single player games on our own small budget, and people are complaining, calling them sellouts. It's kind of sad that they're doing that.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Well, Ninja Theory let everybody know why the game wasn't on PSVR. It was because PSVR can't handle it. I mean, that's the bottom line. So
yeah,
the minimum. Siren and Fallout.
Yeah.
Well, those games look like shit. Well, I think there's only Skyrim on there. Fallout isn't on PSVR. Yeah, and Skyrim looks like shit on there. So
yeah, but
I mean, that's a last gen game too, and it still looks like shit. It looks like
a potato.
It looks like the Wii version or something. Come on.
but Skyrim is first person. I think, I don't know, but I'm not with the VR. I think isn't what do you call it? Hellblade the third person.
Third person, yeah.
VR game, and the way that they pulled it off. It's a free update too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, on PC.
Yeah. Well, it's like a little team that made it. The team that made it, it was small, and they had to optimize it for the Oculus and for the Vive. So, I mean, to go and try to spend time to put it on the PSVR, it just wouldn't be feasible. So, I mean,
Mega, you're being nice, man. Basically, they're saying that PlayStation VR and the PS4 Pro was not powerful enough to do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's just basically what it is, man. And for real, it's just more about the whole situation. Look, I don't see why any PlayStation fan should be upset about the whole Ninja Theory situation. It's business. I mean, it's just like for any Xbox fan that went crazy about Street Fighter V. It was business. I mean, and most likely, for the truth of the matter is that most Xbox fans went after Microsoft to why the hell Street Fighter is not coming to the Xbox and it's on PlayStation.
They got
so
the next one too. Jesus.
Yeah, and so and then EX Layer comes out I think Tuesday. So it's like one of those things. And then King of the Fighters, Guilty Gear. So I mean, PlayStation is gotten a hold of some of these great fighters, and Xbox hasn't. It's just business. It's not that you go after the people that makes these games and say, oh well, you betrayed us because these games was on the platform before. That's just not how it works. And so for any of these fools out here talking shit about Ninja Theory, because Ninja Theory didn't really have to address anybody. They've been real cordial with the PlayStation fan. I mean,
the people on Twitter, they were going right when they said no, they were going right towards, well, it's Microsoft's fault, it's Xbox's fault.
Even
and everything like
Xbox
that.
headsets,
you know what? I'm gonna say this real quick. If this regime right here, I would say no, because Microsoft want they software in the goddamn where. So if it makes a buck for them, they all about it. Let me pay the bills right quick. Shout out to my brother Von Lamont, true friend of the show. Did you see how clunky Tomb Raider looks? They should move Tomb Raider to 2019 because I think Spider-Man is going to destroy it and hurt the sales.
No, I haven't seen it.
I think it'll survive it. I mean, it was alive with Fallout.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I heard they had a live walkthrough.
I thought it looked good. I
didn't see it personally. I didn't. But it does come out with the same week or a month as Spider-Man.
Yeah, the same month. I think they're very close windows.
I think they're gonna do good though, because there's not too many exclusives coming out at that time, anyways.
I mean, Spider-Man.
Raider was
Yeah, but
exclusive.
Spider-Man's not going to take up all the damn sales. That's one game. It's worse when there's like 5 games that are mixed in a bunch.
But you have to look at the last game. The last one is exclusive to Xbox, and it competed with Fallout fucking 4, and it did fine. The game will be fine.
I'll say this: the guys that get Spider-Man after they're done playing Spider-Man, they're gonna have that action game itch, and they're probably gonna pick up Tomb Raider too. How long are you gonna spend on Spider-Man? Like honestly, within a week, most people are gonna be done with that game.
Yeah. Hold on, I got another. Shout out to my brother Garuda Legends. He said, "How many games will we get on our PlayStation 4 from Ninja Theory when they went to Microsoft?" He says at least 2. He said, "I guess he's saying that Ninja Theory is still gonna release or make games for the PlayStation."
No,
They're not gonna make. They're not making.
They addressed that. And that's what kind of started this.
On that original documentation that they did on the video, why they allowed Microsoft to purchase them, they said going forward, they're obviously just going to make games exclusively for Xbox. So,
right.
Yeah, but they needed the money.
And why these guys are getting all upset anyways? Like, honestly, I'm just going to echo what the panel said.
Haters have to eat crow because they asked Microsoft to buy studios and stuff. And now that they do, they're pissed off about it.
Yeah, because
you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah, don't pick our studios, pick the shitty studios. But,
yeah, exactly.
But in all honesty,
very true.
The PS4 Pro, outside of Microsoft buying the studio, the PS4 Pro can't handle Hellblade.
Well, let's be real, D. Most PCs can't handle this Hellblade because I think the minimum spec is a 1080.
Yeah,
you know how ridiculous that is?
It's a very demanding game. I gotta say this though, I'm gonna probably have to pick it up on the PC because I want to play it in VR. There's not too many third person VR games.
Oh, you haven't played it
yet? I think the only one I played was Lucky Tales. Super Lucky Tales was on the PC before. No, but the 3D aspect of it, like a platformer in VR, just the 3D depth to it, it's amazing. Like I know you got to play VR to understand it, but the depth looks amazing, so I can only imagine what Hellblade is gonna look like.
Play a game like Moss in 3D in VR. That's really, really good.
I wonder how long before Hellblade hits Game Pass. Get in there.
It needs to.
Get in there.
It's a great game. Everybody
should.
Yeah, man. To me, that game should have won Game of the Year.
You think so?
In my opinion.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
I've been telling on Hellblade.
I gotta go back to it. I just got raved. It was just the bitch was talking to herself. I got these motherfucking headphones on. I ain't know. I mean, this bitch high. I don't know what the fuck going on. Wasn't no action. All this mumbling, whispering, and shit. The fuck going on?
I did hear that.
Puzzles are tough.
Atmos in that game is amazing. If you have headphones,
I did. No fighting. I wanted some fight. I'm thinking this is the spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword.
That game was on budget. Like they did everything they could.
Yeah, I'm not saying it might have been a great game. Maybe I didn't play it long enough. But I was
walking around.
I'm looking for some fights.
It ramps up after I think you kill the second. That whatever those gods are called, those things.
Mm-hmm.
After you kill the second one, it ramps up when you're, it starts to get really good. I mean, the graphics too even ramp up too.
Graphics are amazing. That's for sure.
I mean, I'm almost finished with it. For me, it's the puzzles. I don't usually like to go through guides and stuff, but I mean, I literally, you literally spend an hour on a puzzle. It sometimes takes a lot out of me.
Man, I don't I go to a guide immediately. I'm gonna be honest, I don't got time for that shit.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like looking puzzles. Or what the problem? Looking puzzles. It's a pain in the ass. And once, like the game, if you knew what you were doing, I suppose you could beat it in like 6 or 7 hours, but the puzzles, they take. Yeah,
I
early
tried.
on.
Yeah,
holy shit! I was like, oh, I can figure this out. It's a super linear game, right? I'll find these puzzles. Boy, early on, I was spending 2 hours on a puzzle. It's like, and I was like, enough with that, man. I'm sure it's a fine game for some people, but for me, it looked great for sure. It's probably one of the better looking games this generation, but. Yeah, man. Woo, looking puzzles.
It is amazing, man. I mean, just the depth of what they've done. I mean, just the facial animations. I mean, they rival the way the facial animations work and all of that rivals up there to Detroit, man. It's amazing. And really the difference between
Hold on one second. I open the door, guys. Hold on one second. Finish talking. I open the door.
Yeah, and the difference is that you can do action in Hellblade, where in Detroit, you gotta, it's synchronized where you basically using the controller and it's not as action packed. But I mean, damn, like there was only a 20 person team that made that game. It was
only a $10 million budget, I think.
Right. Just imagine of what they're going to become now, since
They got a new
Microsoft is
studio
gonna-
getting built.
They got so many other people. What, they're up to 100 developers now that's going to be over there. So it's going to be ridiculous of what they're going to do, and I can't wait to see what's going to come in the future, man.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. They're one of the ones to probably be on the lookout for. They obviously have been working on something.
They obviously showed Microsoft something for them to get interested in the purchasing them.
Yeah, I mean, they were friends with them for a while. Yeah, and I guess Phil was a real big fan of Hellblade. I see him play it sometimes. So
Kung Fu Chaos, and
Kung Fu Chaos, baby.
Everybody talks about that damn game, man. I was like, I don't know, that game wasn't that good.
Well, I mean, Heavenly Sword was amazing.
I love Kung Fu Chaos.
Yeah, Heavenly Sword was good.
Yeah, and what I can't think of the name as Odyssey, where you playing with the dude named Monkey and he's carrying the girl on his back.
Oh yeah, Enslaved.
Enslaved. Yeah, I mean, that game was underrated. Was really good. So
I hope they make that backward compat sometime, because that would
me
be
too.
cool.
Yeah, it's
And
really
Heavenly
cool
Sword
game.
was visually ahead of its time by far.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Good stuff, man. It was definitely good stuff. Where the hell did Zaire go?
He said he'd be back. He said he had to go do something.
Oh, I like how Zaire just like, hey, it's the middle of my podcast. I guess I'll go do something. I guess I'll go do something. Yeah, why not? Right? I mean, come on. So,
I was hearing you guys when I was in here talking about No Man's Sky. I mean, I'm still not interested in the game.
That's a Game Pass
unless
game.
I get it for free. Yeah, unless it's
I'm
coming to Game Pass,
wondering when
or
it's going to
if-
go to
if-
Game Pass, man.
if somebody gifts it or something. But
I don't think No Man's Sky is going to go to Game Pass because they're already gouging Xbox gamers. Like, they're charging pretty much
the price of that game is going to drop. Like, it's going to drop quick, man.
What you guys think if
wasn't interested when it
Microsoft?
first came. I'm not interested in now.
What would you guys think if Microsoft bought that studio?
Come on, man, we can get an all new Joe Danger. That'd be
year
sweet.
to get their game straight. No way. Just like Bluehole, like no fucking way. Those guys blew their opportunity to be bought. Like those guys still don't have PUBG up and running properly.
They're redoing it or something. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, let's be honest though. That game's still making a ton of money.
It does.
It's doing great on mobile. It's doing great on it's 8 million, 9 million, whatever it is on Xbox. They said 250 million players or something, whatever it was, some crazy amount.
What game is this?
PUBG.
Okay. You said
We're just talking about-
if Microsoft were to buy PUBG?
No. If they were to buy Hello Games, like
that's
hell no.
That could be interesting.
I guess. I mean, but for me,
I mean, that's that double A type of. Hey, that's that double A type that they could, that they were talking about. And they do like that works as a game as a service.
They have a really bad stigma to their name right now from that awful launch of No Man's Sky. Microsoft,
what other games
all
do
the
they
good
make?
publicity they can get right now. Why would you buy that studio?
Joe Danger.
I agree.
I
agree. I mean, if like they would have to have, because I mean, we don't know how many extra studios that they're going to buy. We know that they're going to buy more lower tier, double A type studios. But let's just say they buy 4 more studios.
Okay.
Then if they add Hello Games to already 3 solid studios, then I wouldn't mind. If it's like only like 2 other studios, I wouldn't be.
Hold
I
on,
wouldn't.
let me pay the bills real
I
quick. I
don't
want to
know.
add something to that, and this is a good. Shout out to Von
I
Lamar.
wanted somebody to comment on that too.
Yeah. He says God of War versus Ninja Theory, new game. I can't wait. I really think Microsoft buying Ninja Theory is good for gaming. Now Sony won't get lazy. And Von, that's
a
spoken,
good comment.
That's spoken like your true game. You might get comment of the day for that. I'm gonna give you my grandmother's phone number for that, right? Just for that comment of the day.
You promised me that, Z. Come on, man.
Listen, let me say this one. I'm gonna let you go, Tim. People, forget the I would say forget the console war. It's about games. You know what I mean? And the same thing I said about with Microsoft with what do you call it? Alan Wake or Quantum Break. If they're not going to do nothing with the IP, let Respawn or Remedy, make it so the gamers can get to play it. So a good game is a good goddamn game. With Microsoft, hopefully, with the pushing, with the backing of Microsoft. Their next game should be bigger, better, maybe up there, critically acclaimed, like something like a God of War. You know what I mean? Because some people love Hellblade, and they pulled it together in a shoestring budget. You know what I mean? So imagine if they had a big budget to really go out there and curate and produce. Sky's the limits for them on that. Would you want to add something to that, Tim? Or
No, I wanted to talk about somebody brought up Hello Games and being.
I would say hell no to that.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Thank you.
One of the things I heard through the grapevine was
Remedy.
I guess early when that No Man's Sky came out, I think that Microsoft is kind of lobbying them, and they chose Sony over Microsoft. So I don't know if there's bad blood there, but
Sony threw them under the bus.
Right.
Well, yeah, right. But originally, like I think Microsoft was pulling out the red carpet for that game and wanted it some way. Now I don't know if that's 100% true. That's just some of the things maybe I've heard and hearsay or whatever, But so I don't think that I don't think that they would have the. I think they have a decent relationship, but I do think that if they had maybe earlier hadn't nixed them, maybe that it would be possible. I don't think that they would.
I mean, they did have Sean Murray on there a couple of times.
Yeah, no, they were always friendly with Sean.
Yeah.
Beforehand, supposedly, and like I said, I think that they wanted the No Man's Sky game, and that was something that they either picked the Sony. They kind of picked Sony.
Yeah,
I guess because at that time too, Sony.
Yeah, look at the time. Yeah, I mean, Adam Boyes was a big person in getting that to happen, and then you had, but Sony were just as guilty as hyping that game, right? Oh, like Yoshida and them, they were the indie darlings. Remember? Oh, Sony's so great with the indies. This game looks amazing. Game of the year. People were crying, and it's gonna be great. And next thing you know, it wasn't. And now it's finally that game that it should have been. Like, it's a small development team of 20 people,
right?
Okay.
Like, well, if they made a No Man's Sky 2, like if they bought them and made a new No Man's Sky 2, it in fact would make a lot of money, in my opinion, and might be
that's a game as a service right there.
Right, but I don't think that it's going to happen. But secondly, I don't think it's a good fit too, because I do think that Microsoft does is going the right way, kind of going into these single player studios so that they can have a mixture of
somebody who hasn't really brought out anything except for other than PC is Obsidian. I know that they brought out the Pillars of Eternity.
Hold that thought. I want to just say this before I lose the guy.
Okay.
And I want you to pick it back on that, Mega. Shout out again to Rudy Legend said Xbox dudes won't buy Ninja Theory games. R.I.P. Ninja Theory.
And that's what Game Pass is for. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Two of my favorite games are from Ninja Theory with Kung Fu Chaos and DMC.
Wait,
didn't they say Xbox dudes wouldn't buy Crash and wouldn't buy Nier Automata, and those games were like the top selling games on Xbox?
Wait, they did Ninja. They did Kung Fu Chaos on the
Ninja did decent. Ninja Theory game did Hellblade did decent on Xbox. Not great, but did decent.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I'm not a fan of Hellblade, but I am a fan of that team right there, and I've bought their games like over the years or whatnot. So I'm excited that they're first party now. I know that they're working on something that's heavily in kind of like the melee combat or sword battling combat.
I want the spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword. I don't know if you guys have
I think that might be what you're getting, man.
That'd be great.
I know Sony owns that IP, so I don't think they can.
Do they own that IP?
Yeah, Sony owns the deals.
Are you sure?
The deals that Sony do, they own their games.
Right.
Well, you said spiritual successor, so it might not have that name in it, but it might have similar.
I would just leave that. I would leave that alone. And
that was a good goddamn game.
What?
Yeah, but nobody bought it.
I don't know. I bought this
shit.
Heavenly
Sword was great.
I put that up there with God of War 3. That shit was ill.
It was dope. It was ahead of its time. Graphically, it was stunning.
That was nice.
But what I was saying about was Obsidian hasn't really made anything except for Pillars of Eternity is a really popular game on PC, and it's those type of games that you can see be ported over to the Xbox. So I don't know.
But Obsidian might have bad blood with Microsoft after what happened.
They could, but that was Donnie D.
Oh, come watch your mouth, nigga.
I'm just saying.
Start your shit.
It is hard to kill from
Don't start your shit.
Be the behemoth who you are, man. Let's feel it.
We was being the behemoth when Donnie was there, when Donnie was driving the goddamn shit.
Man, he was such a behemoth. He's like, cancel that Halo game. Cancel this game.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's get some more Connect titles, man. More Connect titles.
All I can say is Donnie D gave us 1.2 billion for exclusives. We ain't got shit from Phil, man. But that's another.
Well, he did buy 5 new studios. I mean,
5 new studios.
What 5 new
The
janitors?
initiative is gonna probably kill everything.
Hey,
once,
check it out.
once
And
the
one's
next
gonna
game
do
comes.
one's gonna do Gears Tactic. No one's do Gears Punchline. They all gonna make Gears of Force and Halo.
Yes. Anyway, but no,
I'm excited for that, man. Woo!
I think
I'd play that day one.
I mean, that could be a great possibility for them. I mean, you know, right? The bad blood.
You know, would be a good addition for them.
Huh?
A good acquisition for Microsoft. Risk Room.
Yeah.
Didn't Sony? I mean, didn't EA just disband them?
Yeah,
that would be great.
Now here's the thing. Check it out. Right now, I know they just made. Here's a shameless plug. If none of you guys in here in the chat, or even you guys in the show, if you have EA Access or whatever, and you never played, what's it, Dante's Inferno? That's another game. It's crazy.
dope ass game.
I put that up there with God of War 3. Like that was all epic. Like, you know what,
I won't put it up there with God of War 3,
shit.
But it is a good game.
Did you beat that game? You fight?
No, I didn't get a chance to beat it. Man,
well, you see what I'm saying. At the end, you fight Lucifer himself. You know, you believe in Jesus.
I didn't get a chance to beat it.
You fighting Lucifer, and listen, we're talking about what's the 7th generation. This game was very graphic. The devil, the penis was out, literally. Fighting him, like out. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Close your eyes, mama. Like I've never seen it. You know, they had the tits and stuff. Like it was very graphic, very you know what I mean, over the top. Hold on, shout out to Garuda Legends again. He says Game Pass is a $10 for a rental game. Costs $6. Game Pass is not a purchase. LOL Z loves. I guess I will get Ninja Theory's game for a 1-month rental on PC. Facepalm.
Dude, buy those subscriptions to Game Pass.
It doesn't matter.
Microsoft loves that shit.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep saying that shit. It's still money.
It's probably going to be
$10 is better than $0.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Play Anywhere title anyway. So
right, and the fact that will have discounts. It's just that's what something like with EA Access. When you have their service, that game eventually is going to get a huge discount, and you know, so people will still get it. They got so many different options now for gamers to where they can go ahead and they can rent it, or they could go ahead and buy it for the cheap. You know, they could play it anywhere. Damn, man, like
cloud stream it.
Yeah, cloud stream. Xbox has got it going on right now.
I'm gonna buy it on PC.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta pay the bills. We have some insults being thrown around. He says it should be big talk, small gamers. Big gamers, small talk. Okay. Big talk, small gamers, because none of y'all play games. Losers. Xbox is dumb. Crap is sucking on Bill Gates' gun.
It doesn't even work at Microsoft anymore.
Thanks for the donation.
Damn, thanks for the $5.
Thanks for the donation.
None of you play any games.
Thanks for the donation.
None of you play any games.
None of you play any games. I'm mad. I'm angry.
Yo, I can't believe they killed the Overlord though. One show and they freaking whacked him.
It killed $12,000 PC.
It's this damn thing. Yeah, dude, man, like $12 PC. But yeah,
what is it? How did it break?
It didn't break. It's like there's some kind of problem with the file like PCs have, man. It's like it can't run the program without this update, but the update's like can't have access to it for some reason. So I don't fucking know, man. Hey, that's the problem with PCs, man. Fucking they're always a pain in the ass. There's always something. Right?
Hey, Garuda, you crazy. The runner box too. Wait, with PC. Here's the thing. What even to add on what you're saying, I know we do have some PC guys that watch the show. Shit, these are PC guys. For me, I tell people this all the time, right? For me, I'm not, at some time I may put the C in casual. Some of you guys say, man, I may put the C in Caucasian, which is fine. I'm cool with that, right? Man, I'm very low integrity, but me personally, I just like the simplicity of consoles. You know what I mean? I heard they made Steam, a lot easier to use. I've always put it in big picture mode to my TV, and it is what it is, and use my Xbox 360 controller at the time to control it. But I just like, I'll give you an example with me, as far as I don't like it. Like right now on my rig, I have Gears of War installed, and I have Killer Instinct. And I don't like booting up from the dash. Crash. I just don't. I just like the simplicity of fucking just on my console. I'm not saying they're not bugs on consoles. You know what I mean? That's just for me. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And also, I mean, since all these so-called PlayStation fans have high-end PCs, since they can buy their games on PC, I mean, why they complaining about the PlayStation VR when they should have already had the Oculus Rift or the Vive?
Shout out to everybody in the chat.
I like the way you think, K Mega.
I'm just saying. I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you got to, put two and two together, right? You got these high-end PCs so you can play Xbox games. Then why are you complaining about PlayStation VR and
what? You know what? To make it be fair,
I'm just saying.
No, you know, I know I do have a PlayStation contract, but I got to be honest, right? Most of that talk you hear from, you know, fanboys or whatever, I can just go play it on my PC because we've seen the sale numbers. I think it was from Titanfall when they came out, like 100,000 on PC, and sold so much on the 360, and sold so much on the Xbox One at the time. I don't know the sales now, but you know, that's just us. You know, I guess shoot, I'll go play it on PC. You know what I mean? But most true PC games, I always say this, they're not partaking in this, you know, these spats that we have here. You know what I mean?
No,
like, you know, they don't really.
Agreed.
Yeah, they don't really. Put, you know what I mean?
They're running,
Yeah, you know,
they're running 3D Mark, trying to get the best drivers for the, you know, and trying to get the best frames.
It's so funny you say that because last night I was running 3D Mark for a couple of hours on that new rig.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, when I was into PC gaming, one of the things that I kind of felt like I did was more, you know, I was so into, you know, frames per second or seeing how far my system got. I would do a lot of that.
Do some goddamn gaming. I mean, goddamn.
You know, and then you would change your drivers, and you know, you do everything, you know, and instead of playing the game. And then when I did play the game, I would always go for too high specs. I'd be playing freaking 15 frames per second.
and that never changes because like last night I was looking at all the other 1080 Ti benchmarks. I was like, okay, this guy's getting 90 frames in this game. Okay, I gotta crank my settings up so I can get 100. Like crap.
You know, another thing too, like I said, I mean, PC gaming does have its advantages. You can get that Steam sale, and I may just give my guy.
To be honest, dude, I like the Xbox sales have been pretty damn kick ass. Even some of the PlayStation sales have been
they
really,
have, but
really
they can't
good,
compare them Steam sales. You talking about games 99 cents, $2. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and people buy them, and they don't play them.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I try to make
out of all the companies, to be honest with you, I think Sony has the best sales, man. I saw some of their games. I'm like, holy shit, they're so cheap.
This sale that Xbox had this for what,
over
a week?
No, it's still going.
Good games for gold too.
Yeah.
What a great.
I do agree overall that
gold, man. Wow.
So far this year, Sony's had the better deals. But this is one hell of a sale that Xbox has had, man. This Ultimate Game sale is solid.
The only thing is, man, I look and I got like literally everything that I want on there, pretty much, and except for, you know, and then the stuff that I don't want, obviously, I would already have. Like No Man's Sky was literally like the only thing close that I wanted, and then I mooched that. So, you know, it's like there's so many games though, but yeah, there are some great deals going on right now.
Three times this year already, and I saw it as recently as last week. Game Pass has gone down to like half price for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. We can flip it this way, right? Again, you can get you know, what is it to pay monthly? Was it $5 a month or was it $10 a month?
10.
Okay,
$10 a month.
I've seen it. You know, people have it $30 for the year. Do you think we may come to a point where Microsoft, if they were smart, they would do this? It's all for 1 year Xbox Live, included for Game Pass, like $100, $90. That would be.
That's coming. That's coming. We're gonna get something.
Huge, you know what I mean? Not coming. That should be.
I still don't think it's gonna be that cheap. I think you're still gonna look at over $100. But people that have both,
about 125, 150.
I still
think $125. That's too much money. But about 90.
Well, no. Think about this. If you're a person that buys both, right? You're spending $180. So if they offer it for 140, you're gonna get $40 off. Of course, people are gonna buy that.
You're likely to get more people. Like me personally, I don't know when the last time I paid $60 for Xbox Live. When them shits go on sale for like $30, $35, I'll buy a couple goddamn cards, enter all the codes, forget about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's how I get it. A
lot of people do that. I think that overall, what Microsoft is hoping people do is just get it and then forget it.
Well, instead of getting like $40 a year from someone, I think they would love to get $100 a year. So that's why they will go for that bargain price.
I think we'll see something like that probably around Black Friday. They'll probably have some type of special deal like that.
They were doing a special for new members, $10 for the first 3 months.
Yeah, they just want to get the subscriber numbers up. Like that's the point of Game Pass.
Yeah, they want to get the numbers up and then see. Like I said, I think they want people to sign up and then forget about it. Yeah. And then just have that shit. Like, to be honest with you,
that's what these companies bet on.
Yeah, like okay, for my PlayStation Plus, I did the 3-month thing. I don't remember when the hell I signed up for that, but it just auto renews, and I forget all about that shit, right? So
yeah, I'm
paying $120 a year for that. You know, I should probably just buy a year thing and use it. But I don't even game online on the damn PlayStation 4. So
same thing happened to me yesterday. I was so pissed. I have it because I don't have my credit card information in there, right? Because fuck, they get hacked.
Why would you?
So my PayPal's there. My PayPal's there though, right? And I guess I had it on auto renew and I forgot to turn it off, and bam, they billed me for another fucking 3 months. I was so pissed because it's much cheaper to get the fucking card.
It is. Like every time I see that fucking come up, I'm like, why didn't I get the card? They're $40 the other week.
Yeah, man.
I should have just got one and just did it that way. It's like not even a big deal, but I think that's what Microsoft wants, man. They're hoping people just get it and then forget about it, and then they just keep getting charged for it. Some people do that with Netflix. I'll go months without using Netflix.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you my dilemma on this too, because I actually want to run it back. I actually want to cancel it, and I'm going to be 100% honest here. I'm scared to cancel it because obviously they're going to get charged back, and you know how Sony is with the chargebacks, and they're
going to take all your digital games. That's what's going to happen.
So what are you paying for? Are you paying for a P? What are you paying for a P?
PS Plus, so it auto renewed and it charged me for 3 months.
That's $30. Yeah,
just keep. You got free games. So you get some decent games if you don't have them.
No, I like the PS Plus service. It's just I don't want to pay $30 for fucking just 3 months. I'd rather pay the $40-$50 for the whole year.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I gotta
make a bet with somebody and then have them make that be the payout, bro.
Don't start that shit.
No, when I heard about that,
hey, crap. Don't start that shit.
The first time I heard about that, I was gaming on State of Decay 2 with All Day, and he was doing his D impersonation about it, and I was like, wait, is that a real thing?
Yeah, man.
Did he lost a bet and gave somebody?
Hey, man, Porter Rock was upset, man. He said D loading the snake's belly. I said I was done. I said I was done with that shit. Yeah, man. Don't burn my biscuit. Don't even bring that shit back up. That motherfucker said he was paid, man. He was paid. He said D. He said Z. Find the tape. I said what tape, D? When Puerto Rico said he was paid, man. He was paid. I said, man, I don't know what show that was, D. I got D on one end. I got motherfucking Puerto Rico. When they call him a cheap bastard, I can't buy a win, bro. I can't buy a win, man. Oh man, god damn. But anyway, Xbox Scarlett. I don't know. We got the chance to talk about this amongst ourselves. I had a shout out to Rand. Shout out to Rand. I did a show with him talking about it, and a few other people during the week. What are your guys' thoughts about this?
You talking like the cloud, the.
Well, the whole Fire Stick Amazon type console they're supposed to be coming out with.
Streaming.
Yeah, for streaming. Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you think it can be a hit or miss? They're talking about as low as $150. Like, and you can play your next.
If the latency is really low, I think it's going to be a hit. It's pretty obvious that it would be.
And it's something they need to do.
It's the latency issue is the biggest problem. If they can get that squared away where latency is fair to none, I think it'll be a hit for him.
And the reports coming out are saying...
Let me ban some of these fucking chat. We got some fucking...
there's some messed up thing going in that chat. But,
there's some weirdos going on, man. I mean, it's been going on here for a while. I mean, let them in. I don't even have any grandkids.
Cool out with the weird shit, man.
I don't even have any grandkids.
I don't know who the fuck, man. I don't even know.
Yeah,
but
cool.
having family members and just throwing them out.
Listen, man. I don't mind you want to talk shit to us on the chat, but leave the family, kids, and all that. Come on.
Yeah,
we don't
do
do
that.
That.
Fucking
we
weirdo.
We don't do that shit, man. Cool out with the weird shit, man. We're here to have a good time. You know what I mean?
But getting back to the cloud thing, that's a really smart move when Microsoft does go with that. Maybe $150, you can play all your games, bring your Xbox One stuff over. Because I think we all can agree that Sony could have a potential bomb on their hands if they would say something crazy like the PS5 would be fully backwards compatible with the PS4, at least with their games, because then you would have to convince like 100+ million people to buy an Xbox Scarlett instead of just going to a PS5. So that's a great offering because it's so cheap. People might convert if they want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all about options. I mean, it's crazy to me because people keep forgetting that there is another alternative, regardless of what you think about the cloud service or whatever. You can always go get the traditional Scarlett Xbox. And if you don't want to get that, then you can go ahead and get the Xbox One X, what will be affordable. You can get the S if you really want to go that low. So I mean, the options are there, and that's what they're killing the game because PlayStation is only going to have 2 options, and that's going to really at the end of a couple of years is only going to be really truly 1.
Okay, check it out. Right, listen, I'm gonna take it somewhere else. First, let me pay the bills. For shout out to Mr. Parker, who has his own podcast called Dumbass Parker.
Mr. Parker's a dumbass.
Mr. Parker. So PS5 over Xbox, you ex-peasants. You may be right. Check it out, right?
Just like Pro.
Here's the thing, and the way I look at it, right? And I have my Sony contract. You know what I mean? I'm loving my PlayStation over here, right? If the rumors are indeed correct, this is my thing, and is able to deliver what they saying as far as the collision, the latency, and all that stuff. Those things like the collision stuff and the controller input stuff will be done on the actual physical hardware. The big stuff will be done in the in the cloud. But just the major things again that causes latency will be handled on the little set-top device, right? And you can get a console experience for $150 some odd, and you get to play the next generation Grand Theft Auto 6 and the next Call of Duty or whatever the case may be. If listen, just because again we always say that not everyone's bandwidth or people have data caps in America, and I think they're going by. We can listen again. We can all maybe agree with you, and be honest that PlayStation Now didn't have the best service. You know what I mean? As far as with the streaming, sometimes it's kind of choppy. Yeah, whatever. I haven't tried it in a while.
This is different than PlayStation.
I know. That's what a lot of people that are down on it are comparing it to. Again, this is all rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. What we had in what's that? Live Now or Gaikai? Something's totally
on live and
live,
Gaikai.
Okay. Something totally different. But listen, people always say you have data caps. I've never heard no one complain about a data cap with Netflix. Never. You know what I mean? And I'm
saying 4K shit on Netflix all the time.
Yeah, but
that's a good point.
Yeah, but even if it can't do 4K, see if you don't have the
it's gonna be 1080p.
Yeah, but even if you don't have the what do you call it, the service to do 4K, right? And if it looks better, check it out. To me, it's the selling point. If it looks better than what we already have right now, and they're able to give you that at $150 fucking dollars. Now, whether you say Xbox got no games, that and the other, mom and the single family mothers in home, whatever the hell, they're gonna buy this shit up in droves.
That right there, man. That's where you see a lot of people out here on YouTube in the chat and stuff. They look at this stuff as a hardcore gamer. When it comes down to it, this whole $150 like streaming box or whatever is not catered to the hardcore gamer. The more casual gamers out there that don't want to spend like $400 for a console, but are still interested in games and stuff. They don't, as long as the game performs and it feels good, that's what they're going to go towards. So it's for that gamer over there.
Check it out.
These are for the gamers that, and we talked about this on GRG and on Next, where these are for the gamers that are for the people that like have their 4K television or whatever in their front room, but then yet like they have maybe a gamer or somebody in the family or the kids that they just want to get out and they don't want them to be fucking around in the front room, and let them have something, and they'll go to pawn shops or something to get like a 360 or a PlayStation 3. They'll just wait a whole nother generation because they really ain't into paying a lot of money. They'll sit there and get that Steam box for 100 to 125 bucks. Put Cody on that bitch, and then let them play whatever games that they want to on it without those people.
Yeah, what the, somebody bubble wrap or something?
I'm taking up my vitamins here.
It's bargain shopping, man. I mean, it's like it's perfect for them. And let's not forget, if this thing has the tech that a lot of us may not think that it actually might have, if it comes out to be that, hey, Microsoft figured it out, then hardcore gamers will be more interested in it, and that even entice more people to go get another box.
Let me play devil's advocate a little bit, right? Because I'm sure that there's going to be some people in this room right now that would probably get that. But us as gamers are very much now. We want that instant gratification. So the time that say there's some downtime, right? People are going to get pissed about that, right? There's also the people that you like. This is my question, right? Like, obviously, it's not something I'm interested in, but how can you do backward compatibility with that? There's licenses involved. There's companies that maybe wouldn't want their games streamed that way. First of all, right? So if you were to buy
digital
this,
library,
I don't.
hold on. Like I said though, not every company is going to be on board with this. Like, because Sony streams games too, right? With PS Now, but not every company is a part of that or wants a part of that. So if you think you can buy this and be able to play every game that comes out, I think that's not true. I think that's actually
no. But Microsoft even addressed that. You can't release games on the Xbox unless if it's available on that platform there.
Crap. Well, no, I mean, look, streaming is totally different though because you don't own the game.
No, you can buy the game.
You guys are confused on how the service is going to work though. The service, it's going to be running on an actual Xbox somewhere out there or some hardware that's emulating it, and then it's going to be relayed, and then it's relayed back to you. So if it plays on the Xbox, it'll play on.
Well, would it though? I mean, what if? But they have to agree to that subscribe. That's basically
they don't have to agree to anything. If it's on the platform,
if you have a game digitally, it's on digital.
Just think of the NVIDIA Shield. Just think of that.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that, to be honest with you.
I don't think that's going to be a hurdle. What do you want to say, Zaire?
I'm just saying, what I'm saying is if I'm a big developer or publisher like EA, I'm not going to allow them to stream my games.
No, crap. You listen, you're not understanding this, crap. Maybe listen. It's not a streaming service, Melissa. You're buying the game digitally. That's your digital game that you can take with you from any Xbox. Microsoft has this new cloud Scarlett shit they're working on. It will let you stream your digital library that you paid for already. You can take and play on a regular Xbox One X and stream it to this little goddamn what do you call it? Little set top device that has nothing. EA's still gonna get their $55.
Right. When you save your games, you save your games in the cloud. Even when you go to your 360, I don't know if you see this though. Crap, when you play your 360 games, it'll say storing
cloud save,
yeah, I know that, but it's not actually playing off your Xbox though. It's playing off their cloud services.
Right, but the caveat of let's say the service not playing the game because of a network issue, not being up to par, that's not going to reflect on EA or Ubisoft. It's going to reflect on Xbox on the cloud. You're going
to who's to say that this box does, and who's to say that this box won't have a port device to where you can take your hard drive and put it and hook it up to it and play your games off of it that way.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, wouldn't like wouldn't a Steam Link type situation work with that too? Like, I mean, isn't that basically what you're saying? Like,
well, I understand what you're saying, but I think that they wouldn't have gotten this far into this without.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it's just like if you look at PlayStation Now, right? Not everybody allows them to do that because you have to have a deal with publishers. Is what I'm saying.
But you also have to have the game on the
publishers
server.
Don't want to ban Xbox because they're going to put a foot down.
Well, here's the thing. Also, that's a streaming service, and Sony is charging a fee for those games. This is not like Xbox Game Pass. It's nothing to do with that.
Right, it's a console.
It's your console that they allow you to stream your game that you already bought. For $60, yeah. For $60.
So all you're doing is buying the license and then you're playing.
You're accessing your library, but not.
But if you only just own this thing, you still are gonna pay $60 for a game.
Yeah.
That you like.
That's where also games.
That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. It's not. It's just you're gonna buy. Listen, people who are gonna buy this. They're gonna have to. They'll probably know the caveats that Listen, are you gonna watch Netflix if you have no internet?
Well, no, I actually download some of the stuff to my phone. Like if I'm gonna be out somewhere, yeah.
Here's a crude way of explaining it. Crap, damn it. Do you remember when they first announced the PC streaming with the Xbox One? Like you can take your Xbox One and then you can stream it to the PC in another room.
Yeah.
It's like that, but from a really long distance.
Yeah. I'm kind of aware of that. I mean, it just sounds to me like they have their own service that they're trying to offer, right?
No, listen.
Like you pay. Let me get a couple of points.
Let me get a couple of points on this. First of all, this technology that they've been working on has been in development at 2020 for over. They had it working in 2013.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you guys remember that.
Halo they were playing Halo 4
on the phone,
but it was too laggy.
Right, it was too laggy. There was too many things. Now, along the line that they came, they had breakthroughs or whatever, and now basically the game's going to be played. What Zaire was talking, some parts of it in two places, one locally and one on the server, and they're basically going to stitch each other. to each other, and you're going to have that experience. Now, with that being said, I just think it's going to be a way for you to access your digital games that you already own, and it's just a digital console. It's not going to come with a hard drive. I don't think it's going to come with a hard drive. It won't come with a disk drive. It'll probably have maybe a couple of USB ports. It's going to be a cheap device that they're going to try to sell to casuals with the Game Pass service. You could be out the door with 150 with Game Pass and this console. Now, I think my guess on this whole thing is Xbox is going to be the first console out in the market, which is going to be this console, the cheapest console on the market, which is going to be this console, and then they are going to have their heir apparent to the X in the holiday, which is going to be the most powerful console on the console. Now, like I've said, I've heard, and people are pretty confident that Xbox, for whatever reason, is going to have the most powerful console next generation. Now, my only thinking with that is that for them to know that they're either going to really price high and take a hit, or they know that Sony's going for the $399 sweet spot. So it could be a combination of two. That's just my predictions on the whole.
Now, if they go for the $399 sweet spot, what does that mean in terms of how much powerful will the PlayStation be? Will they know that since Xbox is not going to relinquish the power conversation again, do you think that they still are going to have this, what a lot of PlayStation fans feel like this is going to be a monster of a console and try to cut down on price just to try to beat it? Or will it be a cheaper model console for the reasons why it's going to be
right? I think for them, I think that they're going to shoot for $399, and I think that they're going to shoot. They'll give up the power argument. I think for them, though, the big thing is backwards compatibility. If they can offer a $399 console with backwards compatibility and possible ways to play God of War 4, 4K 60 and stuff like that in 2020,
that's huge.
That's huge for them. That's going to make their base happy.
That would.
And I think Xbox might have a $499 monster that, is going to be still the most powerful console, but they can also say, hey, you have the Xbox One X, which is 4K 30, most of the time native 4K, or some of the time a traditional console at $299, which will beat the $399 of the PlayStation 5. And then you'll have this cloud console where if you really want to go budget, you go budget.
Hold on 1 second. We pay the bills. Mr. Parker said, what if a PS4 standard $200 with streaming?
Whatever that means.
Well, I think he's right. They might have streaming. I mean, it's funny. Like a lot
of people in the chat are talking PlayStation TV, and let's be real here, people. That is different than what we're talking about here. The PS TV was you could locally stream your PS4 games to it. Like we're talking about your games coming from a server farm and playing it on the
high
small
settings,
Scarlett,
with high settings and really intensive stuff. Like I'm sure these cloud games are gonna look great. I don't think that they're going to be 4K because I think the bandwidth of that is too much. But it's going to be 1080p and it's going to look. I mean, you're going to have
the latency is going to be the most. Is going to be the most important thing out of the cloud.
But I mean, and just one little thing. There's things like 5G technology right now that's coming out and that will be available in some areas at the time of this that has latency of 5 milliseconds and low or to zero. So the world of the infrastructure is kind of getting themselves straightened out, but like I said, 5G 5 milliseconds and below for just your connection. If you have that type of connection and it's working in your house, your cloud console is
okay.
golden.
I'm gonna take it one step further. First of all, let me pay the bills right quick. I got something I want to add to that. He says, so basically you bought, shout out to my brother the Ruham. So basically bought the streaming box and paying a monthly fee to use it. Great show, guys. What's it good for you? No, it's not. You're not paying a monthly fee to use it.
No.
You're
not like Netflix.
Unless you think it's the Game Pass.
No. Forget the Game Pass. Forget all of the. Forget what was explained to me. Look,
it's a console.
It's a console, right?
Console. This is new stuff. So
yeah. But you can
people
you're
not going to really grasp it until
you can do it with the NVIDIA Shield. You just basically sticking your games. Same thing.
Just think about this. That local machine.
Yeah.
Streaming it from the cloud is going to give you graphics that will not be possible on a regular Xbox One S, and I would think it would be somewhere between the S and the X. Now, for $150, that's a great deal. Like the NVIDIA Shield, it's doing 4K. Like it's doing 4K games on it, and these games are like at ultra high settings that a little $300-400 box has no business doing. So, for those just dismissing the cloud and saying, "Oh, it's not going to be for me," when you see those graphics and you see that it has low latency, you're going to want it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like,
I don't.
This what all boils down to. I mean,
I gotta say because before
it depends on your situation. Not everyone has an internet.
Situation. I mean, hey, look. I'm just being honest, right? Like, D, you're a hardcore PC gamer. I've come across a lot, and whenever I see comments about NVIDIA or PS Now, like people are like, nope, not gonna do it. They like their rigs building their stuff.
Hold on a second. The PC guys are completely different. Like we're a different animal. Like I have like a $3,000 rig sitting right here in front of me right now, and I'm looking at all the lights on and all the shit. Like it's like a hobby. So of course I'm not gonna wanna really give up that for the cloud because it's a whole kind of lifestyle kind of thing, right? But I'm gonna say this before I was a member on this panel, I was a fan. Okay, so I've been watching you guys for a long fucking time, and I remember back in the day when digital games, all this shit, you were like, "Oh, digital games are horrible. I just want to keep all my physical games."
Yeah.
And I still buy a lot of your games now are digital.
I wasn't here then, man.
A lot of your games now are digital, so I think I would be the first person to get it.
To be honest with you, no. The reason why I went digital, if I'm perfectly honest, was because I game share with my brother. That's the only reason.
It's a good enough reason.
And as far as
digital, but now that you jumped,
but I'm not full digital though, right? So what I'll do is I'll buy physical games when they're on sale, even if I have them digital, because I like to collect them still. So I still have something like 200 physical Xbox One games, right? Yeah. So I buy all the exclusives. Like I already pre-ordered Forza Horizon 4 to collect the big physical one, right. And I'll also buy it digital because I don't want to have to load up my disc. So I like the original idea of the Xbox One where you bought the disc, you installed it, and then you had your disc still, and you didn't need it though. You know what I mean? I actually like that idea. Like I was fine with it. That's what I like about it. But streaming stuff, that's not really my thing, and that's fine. Like I'm all for people if they want to do it. I just don't think it's going to be a big deal. You know, that's why
I was a physical guy before. I was a physical guy too, but it turned into more of a once the disc drive went out on my Xbox One Fat, then I had no choice but to go digital. So and then I've never turned back after it. So I don't even. I think I got maybe
a quick example here.
8 to 10 games that's physical.
I'm in the GeForce. I'm in the GeForce Now beta, right? And I'm doing a podcast right now on my Surface Pro, right? So when I'm at work sometimes, or I'm on the road, I have my Surface Pro, so I can fire up GeForce Now, play all the games that I own in Steam wherever. I could play them through the cloud with ultra settings on my Surface Pro, which doesn't even have like a really good GPU in it, right? And just that convenience of being able to play that, it's worth something to a lot of people. You may not find it interesting or valuable to you, but I can guarantee you a lot of gamers out there are going to jump on top of it.
You know, we're going into 2020. At this point, you have to realize that this is a step in the future. Right. This is them.
I hear what you're saying.
This doesn't mean this is why though, Phil. You're the guy.
I know because I talked to Phil before E3, right. So I know. You're
the guy that when Phil said when he talked about this briefly, he said we're doing consoles and we're also doing a traditional console. Mm-hmm. So they're not. It's just an option. Yeah, and you're right.
I get that. I know. See, here's the thing though, because people look at me like I'm not wishing this thing to fail. I'm just saying, like, and I've called other failures before. Like, you can go back and look at when PS, and I know it's slightly different because it's a service, but when everybody's like, I remember even Showstopper on the show going, man, I'm going to be playing PS Now on my Vita, on my phone, and now, you know what I'm saying? Like, people were saying that was a big deal, and it turned out not to be. Play Anywhere. People were like, this is a huge deal, and it really turned out not to be. Like, I'm just saying, like, I get what Microsoft is going out here. I just, like, particularly in North America, I do not see this. This is a hard sell for people, I think.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I understand.
But at $99 though, crap.
I think even how do you explain it to somebody? Like,
well, that's part of it. But you do have a culture that people are growing up, and there's more kids are getting older and
accurate,
this stuff, you know. But I mean, that's at $99, if it's $99, it's hard to.
I think it's going to be a couple $100, but
well, the guy said 100 to 125. The guy who broke it, Brad said.
Yeah, I hear you, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Surprise me if it's 149.
I would say 149 to 199, but like, I'm seeing it, but I still just think that I still think that's a hard sell.
Oh, here's the thing.
How do you market that? Like, where do you market? Like, that's not something you market at E3. I think that's something
they'll market it with
let them pay the bills.
Hold on. Mr. Parker said, I look at Xbox Cloud Gaming as a stopgap, and my man SS9, but Intro Entertainment. He says, even with everything Microsoft is bringing to the table, they will still be chasing Sony. Here, look at it. Let me add this to you, crap, right? Maybe
what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? What does that do for you? Is the game?
They have a stronger user base, and Sony has more consoles sold. It's
PSN went down for the 50th time. This.
Yeah, come on, now. Yeah, like
okay. I got a good question.
Sony does its job, but they do a good job in some aspects.
Check it out.
And they'll never hit the worldwide. Xbox is never going to touch.
Here's the thing. I got an answer for that. First of all, shout out to Danny in there. He said, do you think retailers will backlash against Xbox because of Scarlett? Every streaming box sold is a console GameStop can't sell used games for.
I think
GameStop is dying anyway, man.
This is another push in the face towards GameStop, and gamers are now starting to become more aware. That's why GameStop stock has fallen to the bottom rock, because people are starting to see, like, damn, I'm actually getting hosed. And then they're buying games digital, and they're seeing that it's not as bad as a lot of people they projected it to be. And this is not only just from the Xbox. This is on PlayStation. This is on, PC's been doing it. So it's like
even Nintendo's getting on it. But can't make a thing about it. Even when you go to a store now, like Best Buy or Walmart, they literally sell you digital codes right there where the used games were.
Yes, GameStop is a cancer, and a lot of us, I think everybody here on this panel has got railroaded by them, and actually GameStop is stopped. GameStop's
everyone here in the chat
it stopped a good. It's had it took away a good deal that people were getting at Best Buy, because if a lot of people jumped on what Best Buy was doing with their plan, it was a hell of a lot better than what GameStop was doing. So fuck them. They got through this generation, but now they're pretty much going to be eradicated. There'll be something else.
I got to spin for that. I at least want to touch on the last thing with EA. Once crossplay, we can close this VR. I look at it, about this. If this device again works, and it works again, is able to provide a console-like experience again for $150, and it looks better than what we already have. Imagine in countries like South Korea, where they have 1 gigabyte up, 1 gigabyte down. People talk about the caps here in America. Like, we're kind of behind. There's certain places over the world.
Yeah, we're way behind.
I have 1 gigabyte. I have 1 gigabyte.
That's just minimum. You know what I mean? That's the standard in South Korea, and it goes higher than that. You know what I mean?
I would think that the S and maybe even the base Xbox would have the ability to stream stuff too, though. I mean, just honestly.
But no, I don't know. I think
they don't have the technology.
I don't think it's built into it. I try to ask that question, but I didn't get any. I didn't get any feelers on that. But
hold on, we keep talking about internet connections. What speed do you think you would need to optimally use it? Let's say for 1080p.
30
whatever you use for Netflix.
30 megabytes per second.
Probably whatever you use for Netflix, man.
Netflix is like 25 megabits for 4K.
Okay, so between 25 and 30.
I won't even say 4K.
Well, for 1080p, it's like 10.
I would say if Microsoft is smart, whatever it used the minimum for Netflix, and people are not complaining about it, it will be somewhere around then. I'm just saying.
Just so you know, at the start of this gen for GameStop, just so you know, this is what we want to talk about GameStop. The stock price was $56.53. The stock prices of yesterday were when Friday closing $14.83.
Around $10. Oh. Yeah, it's gone. It's over for them.
They did it to themselves. Like, in all honesty, you get a game. Say I buy a game on Friday. I'll use the United States prices. What they're $60 over there, right? So you buy the game for $60. You give it back to them. I don't know, a week later, unless they have a special promotion. But most times they'll give you like say $20 for the fucking game, right? Okay, I'd be okay with that if they sold the game for like $35, but they don't. They sell the game for $5 less than the new game. They sell it for $55.
Yes, sir.
That's just fucking greed, man.
Yeah, fuck GameStop. I only do
And then the devs won't even get anything off of it. That's the sad thing about it. So with digital, you know that the devs is getting their money, and so
GameStop's looking at an acquisition just to like be bought out.
Yep.
Right.
How bad to become.
Right.
All right. Last topic. We can just say one thing on this. We get the hell up out of here. EA now wants or interested in crossplay. What are you guys' thoughts about that?
I love it. To see Battlefield going over there, we know that we don't know if it's going to happen or not, but to see that a big company like that is going for it, is saying that look, PlayStation is going to have to follow suit one way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Do you think EA and maybe Ubisoft will like make PlayStation bow down to it?
When
Ubisoft also gets on board, I'm just saying.
If Fortnite doesn't, I don't know what.
Because Fortnite is the biggest game in the world, but it's one game. But now if these publishers who also have these huge games get on board, it's only a matter of time before the wall has to fall.
This is what I always said was going to happen. That it's just going to keep mounting.
Right?
And it's in these companies' best interest to do that because the higher player base that you have, the more longevity that your game has, right?
Exactly.
How cool would it be to play somebody in Madden on?
Yeah, it would be great.
At the end of the day, gamers are for this, not the fucking Sony fanboys who are buttered because Sony says no. But at the end of the day, gamers in general are for it, so I think it could happen.
Yeah, they would sell way more games because, like, say my buddy on the PlayStation, he doesn't have Madden. I have Madden. I say, okay, let's play Madden. He goes up and buys the game. That's a sale for them.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like Sony's still caught in the way that the thing that, hey, it doesn't. If people don't have to buy our console to play against a PlayStation gamer, then that we lost a sale. It doesn't really work that way. But I mean, just in their heads, it kind of works that way. For me personally, I don't care about crossplay. I don't use it. But I don't. Like,
if you were Xbox, if this was Xbox, I think you're of the mindset that you would go the Sony route.
I get the business part of that. I think cross progression should happen. And stuff like that, but I don't really give it two shits about crossplay.
I agree. If they could just
could you imagine like Battlefield is a big PC game? Could you imagine playing Battlefield against PC dudes?
No, but you always have an option to not
have to stop. I mean, that's the thing. If you make it, make it optional. Also, make it a console. I mean, but just make it all controller based. If you want crossplay, just make it controller because because I know that Xbox is supposed to be where it's going to be where you could use a mouse and keyboard, but PlayStation is not going to have those. It's not going to have those accessories be hooked up to the PlayStation. Yeah. So just make it cross-play console controller.
You know what worries me a lot though is the same thing that worries me with like Sea of Thieves, which is there's cheaters. When they brought that crossplay stuff in, there's cheaters on the PC only the PC version.
Yeah, but you should have the option to not play against PC.
Yeah, well, you don't there, but in
the future they have to do that.
You wouldn't like to be able to beat the crap out of these fucking ponies in Madden?
Well, no, listen, I'm not like it wouldn't matter to me, right? Like if everybody was just using the controller and nobody was cheating, it wouldn't matter. Like for me personally, if there was just controller only,
I would love to play against different guys from the PlayStation just for bragging rights. Say, Xbox are better, and I'm sure the PlayStation guys would like to do it too. So
that would completely change up leaderboards and stuff because it's not really accurate since it's divided by platforms. You really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, think about this. You really wouldn't have to worry too much about playing with PlayStation guys because PSN's down all the time.
Oh, man. Hold on. Let me pay the bills right quick. My brother, the Ruham, he said if Microsoft's streaming box is Switch-like and has a 5G or Wi-Fi built into the box, I think it would work, but that's just me. Maybe it plugs into the TV as well.
I think it'll plug into the TV at first, and the Switch type stuff will be like an add-on in the future for it. Yeah. But that's a smart move to do.
Yeah.
That would be a smart move.
As we can see, the Switch is taking off. No matter how much we hated on it, that shit's a success.
That would be a smart move, though, to add like some type of, not even like 5G, like maybe some type of LTE service that, you pay, say, $30 for the year.
Too.
And the United States
already on the box, so whether or not you have it or not,
it's pushing 5G right now. Like in 2 years, 5G is going to be all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't require wires. That's just an antenna right on your pole, right to your house. That's it. So the deployment of this is not as far
Hey,
off.
bring me some 5G then. The shit I got now is nothing.
You get like a gig, and you get like 0 milliseconds of latency. So
Yeah,
I'll
believe that shit when I see it, man. Because I got 4G on my phone, and that shit even is laggy.
Okay, all right.
I got LTE. You guys still using 4G over there? What the hell?
Crap has a cricket phone or some shit.
Right.
Shout out to Mr.
I don't know what that is. I use AT&T.
Okay, Mega, burn your mat in this, you fuck nigga, you trash.
No, he's okay. I had one bad
analog.
game. I had one bad game, and then people think that
was a hell of a bad game, man.
It was a horrible bad game. It was a horrible game. It was one of the worst games I've ever had. But that's fine.
You're talking all that, man. And
look, man.
He warned you too. He warned you.
I told you, don't play. Whatever you do not play back Baron and Madden.
I will play him again. I've been saying I was, but I've been out of town and stuff. So
what's the final score?
62-0.
It was like 62-0 or something.
And all Madden.
Yeah, no, it was not on all Madden.
Yeah, it was on all Madden.
It was.
You know that guy plays in tournaments and shit.
Trust me, it was not on all Madden.
But if it wasn't all Madden, you should be recording.
Yeah, see, that was the thing. Like when I was trying to play, I was like, "Whoa," because it's a lot faster on all Madden when you play.
I don't know.
Like the defense is a lot, but it was not on all Madden. I've been playing on All Pro here lately, and I've seen, and it was the same type of way that he was playing with his plays. Because when I've been playing other people, they've been doing the same type of plays to come with the cuts underneath and shit. So I was like,
he can play.
So when we play again, we'll be all right.
I'm telling you, man, you should participate in tournaments. Baron, even though you're a Nintendo weirdo, he plays that Madden. Like, he runs
it's all good, man. We'll play again. I mean, damn, it was one game. I lost. It's all good.
Hey,
we'll play again.
60-0. It's not just one game. It
is one game, man. It was a bad game, but it's just one game.
Were you the Rams? That could have been your
Rams. I was my Rams, and he was the Falcons. But yeah, it was all right, and it was cool. And I was streaming it, but then my Elgato started tripping, and it is.
Nobody's seeing this.
Oh no, I still got it up for what was still there. What am I afraid for?
Hold on. When can we get the rematch?
Shit, whenever. I mean, I guess.
Will it be televised?
Yeah, I will stream it. Yes. So Baron, you know what I'm saying? I'll hit you up on the DMs and say, man, we can set it up, because he's asked, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'll hook up with you, but I've been, dealing with people passing away and shit, so I've been doing it all the time. But all that, yeah, no, we can go ahead and do it. It's no big deal.
I got more money on Baron. I'm taking all bets. I got more money on Baron.
If I win,
listen, this is spread. Check out spread.
He's the intercontinental champion.
Yeah. And listen, I'm gonna give a 21-point spread. I'm gonna give Mega 21 points, 3 touchdowns.
Oh shit!
And I need somebody to take that bet, $50.
It's gonna be all good, man.
We'll bet a game, whoever. I'm gonna give him 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, so
maybe you should have the son play and you put the headset on.
No, we'll be all right, man. We'll go ahead and we'll do it again, and I'll stream it, man. It's no big deal, man. It was a bad game. It was a horrible game, but that's okay.
Don't worry about it. I understand.
You win some, you lose some.
We got to get brother.
You win some, you lose some. That's true, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this day's episode of great show, guys. BGST, please hit the like button. It really helps the show. You can catch us all during the week and everything else that we do. Different shows. Bots on Saturday with his show. Mega's when you're Friday, still Mega?
Episode 99.5 or whatever the hell that
That's crazy shit. I was like, what is going on, man? I was like, man, I was over here working on my gameplay. No gameplay this week. What?
To podcast, man. It's what we do. 99.5. Yeah.
All right.
FM radio.
All right, but catch you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow with some more propaganda.
I got a great video coming for y'all, man. PlayStation fans, get ready.
Oh shit. Oh no. Shots fired. We out here.